Hello and welcome to the first lesson on coordinate geometry in the AQA C1. Today we're going to learn all about midpoints, and then over the next 3 lessons we're going to do distance between 2 points, the gradient of a line and the equation of a line. Hopefully with question 4 we'll also sneak in some exam questions as well at the end for us to trial, and these exam questions will highlight every single one of those 4 lessons that we've just covered. But before I start, I just want to make you aware of some keywords that are used in the AQA C1. The first one is midpoint, which is the point exactly between 2 coordinates. The gradient, which is the measure of the steepness of a line. The normal to a line is a line that meets at 90 degrees, as is perpendicular. A tangent is a line that just touches at just one point, a curve or a circle. Parallel are lines that never meet. At GCSE, the equation of a line was given by y equals mx plus c. However, at A level we may develop this a little bit further. But the most important word that you're going to see today is this word intersection. This creeps up an awful lot on the C1 papers and is definitely something that you will need to know. But however, when you see the word intersection, what I would like you to think of is simultaneous equations. Now, if you can handle simultaneous equations, then carry on. If not, please look at the videos that I've already done on solving by substitution and also solving by elimination. Okay, but without further ado, we're going to move straight on to the midpoint. Okay, so let's have a look at our first midpoint. Let's take the coordinate A, which is 610, and the coordinate B, which we'll say is 818. If we're looking for the midpoint, that's the point that is exactly halfway between A and B. So if you imagine a straight line, it would be exactly halfway. So let's call the midpoint M. To calculate M, or the midpoint, we should use the formula x2 plus x1 all over 2 for the x-coordinate, and for the y-coordinate it's y2 plus y1 all over 2. Where do I get the x1 and the x2 from, and the y2 and the y1? Well, this is the x-coordinate of our first given point, and this is our y-coordinate of the first point. This is the x-coordinate of the second point and the y-coordinate of the second point. So hopefully you can see that now we get 8 plus 6 divided by 2, and if we do the y-coordinates you get 18 plus 10 divided by 2, which is 14 divided by 2 and 28 divided by 2. So our midpoint would be at 714. Now, I'm not to say that there's a right or wrong way to do it, but you do need to remember this formula, as it will not be given to you, and the AQA board can manipulate the formula in any way and ask you to be able to understand the principles. But I know when I do midpoints, if I'm given 2 points, the way I do it is I write one coordinate above the other, I add them together just like we did here, so you get 14, 28, and then I halve them, so I get 7, 14. The answer is the same, I just prefer that nice quick method. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll myself up so that you can have a go at a question yourself. I'll put the question here. Let's take A to have the coordinate 5 minus 7, and B to have the coordinate minus 3 minus 12. What would be the midpoint of this? So pause the video now, unpause it when you've attempted the answer, and I will show you how I've done it. Okay, so for me, I put the equation on the top, and I put the second coordinate underneath. I add them together, being careful with your negatives, and then I halve them. So you get 1 and minus 9.5. And I hope you got the same. And that concludes our first lesson on midpoint.